Welcome to my risk and environmental factors of outdoor adventurous activities. In this PowerPoint, I'll be talking through a risk assessment for each activity and the personal protective equipment and other equipment that can keep you safe. That can keep you safe and benefit your performance. So for bouldering, so the PPE, which stands for personal protective equipment, is chalk. So this can enable grip, climbing shoes, which can also enable grip, but to keep you safer on the wall, and benefit you in activities like techniques like smearing. Soft mats, so soft mats will be placed all around all walls, and this is to soften the landing if you were to fall. And also, no one is allowed on the mats when other climbers are climbing, because if the climber falls, then the climber can fall onto the spectator and injure them. So the mats are there to support the climber and not any spectators. So risk assessment for bouldering. So a hazard could be falling off the wall. So who's at risk? The participants and surrounding instructors and other participants. So the control in place is to have mats on the floor. And this is a risk rating of 2 because probably will fall off the wall. Secondly, jewellery can impact on grip and cut into skin, and this could affect participants, but the control in place is to take jewellery off before the activity, and the instructors will tell you to do so. And if you tell you to do so, then it's unlikely to happen, so a risk rating of 1. Muscular injuries when on the wall, so this could be pulling a muscle. This could happen to people at risk of participants and other surrounding instructors and participants, because if the person pulls a muscle and then falls off the wall, this could impact other participants. But control in place is to warm up before the activity. So skiing, personal protective equipment for skiing is a helmet to protect the head, ski boots to help your grip onto the skis and to stop anything from hitting your feet, ski trousers, ski poles, ski coat, and goggles to protect your eyes from the reflection of the sun or to stop things from going in your eyes when skiing. So, risk assessment for skiing. Collisions with other skiers, people at risk are all skiers and spectators. And the control in place is certain routes, so pick a certain route you can do and wear the correct protective equipment. There's also changing weather conditions, avalanches and snow immersions, changes in surfaces, and variations of steepness or terrain. And the people at risk are the skiers and the trainers, and the controls in place are regulations. So if there are changes in surfaces or steepness in terrain which you are not capable of doing, then you will not do it. Skydiving, the PPE, the personal protective equipment for skydiving, is a parachute, an instructor, because the instructor is telling you how to fall out of the plane and guiding you through the process all the way down, a helmet, and goggles to protect your eyes when you are falling out of a plane at very high speed. So the hazard is landing in an unwanted place such as a forest or water. The participant instructor is at risk, but you're with a trained parachute instructor, so they will probably land somewhere safe. So that has a risk rating of 1. Parachute not activating, this could be very dangerous, but it is probable to happen, but mostly unlikely, but there's still a risk rating of 2. But there's a backup parachute in case the original parachute doesn't work. A plane emergency, so everyone on the plane is at risk. Emergency procedure if the plane is to have an emergency. Collision with spectators when landing, so people at risk are the participants, instructors, and spectators. but you will be with a trained parachute instructor. And finally, the personal protective equipment for a mountain biker is helmet, arm pads, knee pads, and biking shoes to help you grip onto the pedals. So, hazard is falling off the bike, participants are at risk, but the control in place is wearing protective equipment with a risk rating of 2. Another hazard is equipment failure, such as something on the bike going wrong or the brakes failing. So participants and spectators are at risk, with the control in place being protective equipment, for example, your helmet, your knee pads, and your arm pads. Poor light conditions, so participants, spectators, and any other surrounding dangers are at risk, but there are regulations, so you can't go mountain biking with a company or in a competition if there is poor light conditions, so that has a risk rating of 1. Adverse weather conditions, again, regulations say that it can't go out if the weather conditions are too bad, so the participants at risk, but that still has a risk rating of 1. So that is my risk and environmental factors of outdoor adventurous activities presentation.